When the West thinks of mega projects, they might think of the Hoover Dam, the Manhattan Project, or the Apollo program. These projects are really amazing, but if you live in China, you will probably have a different list of projects. Hey, welcome to this video. I'll list the things that Western media doesn't want you to see about China. Some of you might already know some of these things, but I hope to introduce you to a few that you haven't seen before, and that even surprised me. I will start with number 14 on my list and work my way to number 1, which I think is pretty amazing because I don't want to blow everyone's mind right away. Number 14. China has been turning deserts into irrigable land. According to the UN, dry lands, including vast areas of desert, cover around 41% of the Earth's total area. And China has only about 12% arable land, with almost no irrigable land in a vast population that needs to be fed. It makes perfect sense that China would try to find ways to turn the desert into usable land. Chongqing Zhaotong University researchers have created a paste from plant cellulose that can significantly increase the capacity of desert sands to hold water, minerals, air, microorganisms, and nutrients necessary for plant growth. A 1.6-hectare sandy area in the Mongolian Autonomous Region Ulaanbaatar Desert received this paste application. The area eventually developed into productive farmland that can produce corn, tomatoes, rice, watermelons, sunflowers, and other crops. This is pretty amazing, and if applied to other areas around the world and is successful, it could make a big difference in the global food supply, especially with the coming shortages. What good is planting in the desert if you can't water your crops? That's a great question, which brings us to number 13, the South-North Water Transfer Project. The South-North Water Transfer Project is a $79 billion infrastructure project in China whose objective is to divert 44.8 billion cubic meters of fresh water annually from 4 rivers in the southern region of China to the more arid and industrialized northern region via 3 diversion routes. This project is pretty straightforward on paper. The government is digging canals from the south of China to the north of China. This will allow for the transfer of water. The project is massive and controversial because of the effects it will have on the environment, but despite that, China still will be moving forward with the project. Number 12. China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. The China-Pakistan Economic Corridor is extremely important and basically started the Belt Road Initiative. The project is a $62 billion connectivity project. Envisioned a stretch from the western Chinese city of Kashgar to Pakistan's Arabian seaport of Gwadar, located near Iran in the Persian Gulf shipping lanes. The project consists of rail lines, port constructions, oil pipelines, and roads. It is a major undertaking spanning most of Pakistan and parts of western China. Once it's completed, China will have access to the Arabian Sea that will allow China to bypass sea routes that can easily be controlled by outside forces. The project has been rolled into the Belt and Road Initiative and is the cornerstone for the larger project. It is a good example of what can be accomplished when nations work together for a common goal. Number 11. Fujian. Fujian, China's third and most advanced aircraft carrier. I don't want to promote the wrong things on this channel, and China's military buildup could lead to conflict in the region. But putting that aside, the new aircraft carrier is an interesting mega project. The Fujian was launched on the 17th of June 2022 and is China's first aircraft carrier with a fully indigenous design, featuring a cattle bar system and electromagnetic catapults. Experts say its new combat systems, including the electromagnetic catapult-assisted launch system, shows China is catching up to the United States and will give it the ability to launch more aircraft more quickly and with more ammunition. The reason I find it interesting, besides the obvious reasons, is the fact that China is one of the only handful of countries that has the ability to manufacture aircraft carriers. This is really impressive in terms of engineering and technology. So, now let's jump into number 10, which is the Gansu Wind Farm. Many foreigners think China is polluted and dirty, which is true in many parts of the country, but China has been investing billions of dollars into renewable energy and now has some of the largest renewable energy projects in the world. The Gansu Wind Farm project is one example. The project is located in desert areas near the city of Keqiang and is one of the 6 national wind power megaprojects approved by the government. It is the largest onshore wind farm in the world, and according to the Northwest Renewable Energy Institute, it has 7,000 wind turbines, producing 20 gigawatts of power, and was completed in 2021 at the cost of $15 billion. This is just one renewable energy mega project that made the list. The next project on our list, coming in at number 9, is the Keqiang International Airport in Beijing. It's really impressive, and the most impressive part of the project is the fact that it was completed in just under 5 years. Construction of the airport began in December 2014, and it was opened in September 2019. According to the airport technology, Keqiang Airport was developed at a cost of $17 billion. It is expected to handle 27 million passengers by 2025 and up to 100 million passengers upon further expansion. This is a stunning building and will be a great addition to the capital. Back down on Earth, we have number 8, which is a Huanghe Hydropower Solar Farm, which is China's largest solar farm with a capacity of 2.2 gigawatts. The solar farm is located in Qinghai province and is the second largest in the world, second only to the 2.245 gigawatt capacity of Badla Solar Farm in India. Like I said earlier, China is investing heavily in renewable energy, and this is another example. The farm is reported to have cost $2.2 billion and is part of a planned 16 gigawatt renewable power complex, which includes 2 converter stations and 8 gigawatts. The West couldn't even dream of a solar farm of this size and scope. Speaking of dreams, the next project will have you floating in the clouds. The Beipanjiang Bridge is number 7 on our list and is a 4-lane cable bridge on the border between Guizhou and Yunnan. As of 2021, the bridge is the highest in the world, with a road deck sitting over 565 meters above the Beipan River. This looks like something out of a sci-fi movie leading to a city in the clouds, but in reality, it's just a really tall bridge. The bridge cost around $140 million, took 3 years to build, and required some complicated engineering along with a lot of brave workers. Number 6. From the skies to the rivers, the next mega project on our list is the Three Gorges Dam. This is not a new project, but it's the largest hydropower plant in the world, and the sheer size of it would blow anyone's mind. The Three Gorges Dam is a hydroelectric gravity dam that spans the Yangtze River. The dam body was completed in 2006, and the power plant of the dam project was completed and fully functional as of July 2012, which means this mega project is a little older, but still impressive. The government estimated that the project would cost $22.5 billion, and estimated in 2009, and the construction cost would be covered when the dam had generated 1,000 terawatts-hours of electricity. But the full cost of the Three Gorges Dam was recovered by December 2013. We are now moving into the top 5 projects of the list, and I'd love for you to hit the like button and help us push this video out to more Westerners who may not believe China is actually building these projects. With that said, let's dive under the sea and onto number 5 on our list, which is the Xinjiang Undersea High-Speed Railway Tunnel. You may not have heard of this project because it was recently approved and has only just started. After 2 years of preparation, the core technical proposal for the project's 16.2-kilometer undersea tunnel, the longest in the country, passed assessments by a panel of experts. The project is expected to take 6 to 7 years to complete, and once completed, the tunnel will allow passengers to travel between Ningbo and Zhoushan in just 30 minutes, greatly reducing the travel time. The project is expected to cost around $4 billion and will be the longest underwater high-speed rail line in the world. Speaking of high-speed trains, number 4 on our list is China's high-speed rail system. Basically, China's high-speed rail system is the best in the world now, and they plan on completing over 70,000 kilometers of lines by 2035. They have completed some of the most interesting rail lines, like the highest rail line in the world, and now they are working on the longest undersea tunnel in the world. The engineering required to complete these lines is amazing, and really can't wait to see how many lines they complete in the future. Number 3. Step aside, SETI, because the next project on the list has the best chance of making first contact. I'm talking about FAST. FAST has a 500-meter diameter dish constructed in a natural depression in the landscape, and it's the world's largest filled aperture radio telescope. If you love sci-fi movies and the idea of making first contact like I do, then it isn't surprising this mega project made the list. Obviously, this is going to be used a lot more than just searching for signals, but it's still exciting to think about what discoveries it might uncover. The telescope took about 5.5 years to complete and cost around $110 million. In recent years, the telescope has been open to international researchers, and hopefully it will expand our knowledge of the universe. We made it to number 2 on our list of what the Western media doesn't want you to see about China, and it is a bridge. I'm sure you can guess which bridge I'm talking about, and if you guessed the Hong Kong-Zhuhai-Macau Bridge, you would be right. The bridge is really interesting because of the engineering complexities that the team needed to overcome to build this structure. It was really interesting because this type of bridge had never been built before. The Hong Kong-Zhuhai-Macau Bridge is a 55-kilometer bridge tunnel system consisting of a series of 3 cable-stayed bridges, an undersea tunnel, and 4 artificial islands. It is both the longest sea crossing and the longest open sea fixed link in the world. The bridge opened in 2018 and cost around $18.8 billion. Despite some controversies, the bridge was completed and it is an engineering marvel. If you made it this far in the video, I'm sure you like this type of content, and I would love for you to hit the like button because it really helps push this video out to more people, and more people can learn about these amazing projects that China is building. Also, consider subscribing to the channel for more videos like this one. Okay, on to number 1 on the list. We have been in the sky, on the ground, and under the sea. So now it's time to blast off into space. The number 1 most unbelievable mega project is China's space program. China is one of only 3 countries that have independently sent humans into space and built a space station, the US and Russia being the other 2 countries. Another thing the space program accomplished was on January 3, 2019, Chang'e 4, China's lunar rover successfully landed on the far side of the moon. The rover was able to transmit data back to Earth, despite the lack of radio frequencies on the far side, via dedicated satellites sent earlier to orbit the moon. The landing and data transmission was considered a landmark achievement for human space exploration. It was the first far-side landing in history. So there you have it. Western media doesn't want you to see this about China. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the like button to help this video reach more people. And if you want to see another interesting video, I did a video about China's trains. So click here and see you in that video. Bye!